Okay, moving on to my segment in this podcast, which is the vibes for this week. So, these are the things that you're currently loving or your favorite faves, ganon. Favorite faves?
Ang dami nun.
Oo nga. Basta pinaka-favorite, ganon. Or things that you are obsessing with or your intention for this week. So, what's your vibes for this week, Ferdi?
For me, my current vibe this week or syempre season, catching up with friends online, lalo na may mga time na tayo kasi syempre kahit papano may konting break na tayong naipapasok dyan. And especially, hindi lang friends and family, but myself. Kasi syempre, this is also a special time for you to rediscover yourself. So for me, yun yung pinaka-vibes ko this week na ma-rediscover yung ano nga ba yung nagustuhan ng mga tao sa akin and siyempre nagustuhan ko sa sarili ko. So parang spending some alone time na din kasi kahit papaano nga may time na tayo and siyempre this week lalo na kasi parang mas nafi-feel ko na minamahal ko lalo yung sarili ko and na-express ko siya through social media content like kung ano yung gustong-gusto kong ginagawa. Maging masaya lang ako like feel ko I'm starting to really fall in love with myself all over again.
Wow, that's such a beautiful thing. And I love your intention. I mean, like, self-discovery is, sabi nga nila, is the lifelong journey and should always be, like, allowing yourself to evolve every single day. And having that intention is super, super nice kasi, especially this age na pa-adulting, and let's dive into that later about evolving stuff. Okay, Ferdy, since you're already here, where can our listeners connect with you? Your Instagram, Twitter, plug mo na yan.
Oo naman, guys. I'm taking this opportunity to let you know guys know me as well, diba? If you're looking for someone you could resonate as your virtual bestie, you can follow me on Instagram at Ferdi Presas, as in FerdiPresas. TikTok with the same username as well. So, mas active ako sa dalawang ano na yan, social media sites. And press follow na guys and promise, baka need nyo ng boost para papunta sa exciting part ng life nyo, di ba? While for brand offers naman, you can contact me at ferdyprocess@gmail.com. Shout out na din to my family and friends na posibleng nakikinig sa podcast na to. Hi guys!
Alright. So, ako naman guys, you can find me too on Instagram at iapuno, that is IYA Puno, and on TikTok at Vibing with Ia. And you can also send us an email for collaborations, brand deals at vibingwithia@gmail.com. And if you are loving this episode so far, kung bet nyo na guest pa tayo in the future and in the following podcast, make sure to give us a 5-star rating naman on whatever podcast platform you're listening to because it will help the podcast to be easily discovered by other people. Also, make sure to tap the follow or subscribe button so that you will get notified whenever there is a new episode. We will appreciate your feedback, and if you're currently listening or later after nyo pakinggan itong episode na to, share nyo naman on your Instagram stories and tag us both, Ferdy and I, with the hashtag VibingWithIa so that we know that you enjoyed this episode. Okay, besties, eto na. Papunta na tayo sa exciting part. Okay, Ferdy. Rate yourself from 1 to 10 kung gaano ka kabida-bida and why.
So, napakasakit ng tanong na to kasi parang po may ini-implicate po yung host natin
Grabe,
dito.
hindi.
Pero
Connected to sa ano natin, topic natin, sis.
oo naman, tanggap ko naman yon. Pero yon, like to answer the question, kidding aside, 10/10. Oo naman, 10/10 tayo dyan. Kasi,
Pinerfect mo yarn.
oo, parang exam lang yan guys. Kailangan natin perfect yan. Kasi, syempre, like, knowing the term bida-bida, it has its own pros and cons, di ba? Pero depende naman kasi yan sa point of view ng isang tao. Like, kung paano mo siya makita, like, paano mo nga ba i-define para sa'yo kung ano yung bida-bida. But syempre, as a person na sobrang into positive thinking na nowadays, I will always choose to see the positive side. Kaya, kaysa naman mag-dwell rin tayo ng lubos sa mga cons, di ba? So, parang pero syempre, at the same time, without invalidating ano nga ba yung mga cons na yun. Kasi syempre, magagamit natin yun for our growth and future adjustment. So, for that, I will rate myself 10/10, bida-bida.
Hindi naman halata sa sagot mo, sis. Char.
Di naman,
Okay.
pinront ko lang.
Okay, today we will talk and discuss and probably debate on the topic of being the main character. And this is also not the first time nor the last time we would be talking about being the main character in this pod because we literally are the main character of our lives, and I think it's unfair that we still waste our energy and time living in someone else's story. But also, in this world, we were created as social beings and we have to coexist with people, which is also a beautiful thing and also a complicated one. So today, I asked Ferdi for us to talk about being our authentic selves, how to overcome imposter syndrome, and friendships. So my top three most listened episodes are actually about friendships or friendship breakups. And I'm sure you'd enjoy this episode. So without further ado, let's get into today's topic. So I feel like my first question for you, Ferdi, would be, do you think you have reached your most authentic self, especially this pandemic, like led us to focus more on ourselves since we had been isolated from the people or the world around us?
I would not sugarcoat it, to be frank, and say na yes or no. Because for me, being my authentic self will always be a continuous journey of being the very most authentic that I can be as a person. The pandemic season just became an avenue for all of us to be more of reflective to who we are as a person, who we are as an authentic person, di ba? Like, as ourselves. Yun. Kaya yun, feel ko, it's a continuous journey for me.
So, okay, speaking about like being like your authentic self, na it's a journey. Let's track back naman. So, do you think or how do you think is your high school self different from your college self? I'm sure there's a lot of like evolving that has happened for the past 4 years for you now. So, can
Mm-mm.
you tell us about that?
Siguro, if I would to compare both my high school and college self, it's extremely different. Kasi for high school, I felt like learning was just a big bonus, but having people as your friends or companions is the biggest win natin dun sa high school. Because for me, it's such a great environment to build these kinds of relationships. Lalo na parang high school mas more on carefree tayo sa mistakes. Kasi parang high school was meant for discovering more of yourself and more like people around, 'di ba? Versus college naman, which is more about yourself and being mature about it. Kasi, for me, sa college, like, the future it holds sa buhay mo, na sobrang kailangan, hindi man sobra, pero like, mas added yung pressure na kailangan mong may ma-achieve. Kasi dito, parang, you're talking about what you're gonna be in the next years, 'di ba? So parang kung compare natin sa high school, parang carefree discoveries ngayon, I mean from that moment. Ngayon naman, parang a single mistake can really make a big impact to yourself and sa life mo na din since parang you're talking about your future self, 'di ba? Plus, if I would add something, the chance of making friends or turning to family in college is smaller than how it was or how easy it was back to high school, 'di ba? So parang more on career-driven na yung mga tao ngayon, gano'n. So parang kung compare natin, ibang-iba siya. Ikaw ba?
I like that you mentioned na like one simple mistake you could make sa college, it could affect your future. But
Mm,
I feel like my high school self and my college self are still kind of the same na in the sense na I'm still an overachiever. But then now I feel like I'm more carefree of my actions. I mean like when I was in high school, sobrang I'm just because I was in the best section nung high school, and that was a
mm,
super big deal, at least for me,
mm,
when I was in high school. But looking back, like I could have still enjoyed my life even if I was in the best
correct.
section.
Mm,
Pero yeah, I did not allow myself to enjoy my youth that time, especially being a teenager. I was like super focused on my studies and all. So I feel like meron akong mga na-miss na moments during high school. But then, you know, still telling myself to be in the present ngayon. So, now that I'm
Mm.
in college na, well, sadly, pandemic happened. I I still try to allow myself to go out and hindi naman wag seryosohin yung studies ko.
Mm.
But siguro mas balanse yung studies and friends and personal life. But then, I know it's super ang hirap kasi sabi mo nga parang there's more pressure to be more seryoso sa college. But
Mm.
then, di ba kung dun ka lang nag-focus about sa studies mo and all, especially in
Hindi
this pandemic, yeah, mahirap.
mahirap.
Ayun. And also, how do
Mm.
you think the people that surround you or your friends influence your identity? Like, have you ever felt na you have to, quote unquote, tone down your character or personality just to fit their standards?
I think it really made me a lot more flexible as a person and better in general. Kasi having different identities, different people in your life, parang magkakaroon ka ng, ako personally, nagkaroon ako ng mindset na kung paano ko effectively ko-communicate yung gusto kong sabihin towards other people. And parang kumbaga naging asset siya for me kasi mas nakilala ko yung sarili ko kung paano ako sa perspective ng iba kasi you can adjust to other people's needs and like kung ano yung pinag-uusapan, 'di ba? Just like the ocean kasi its wave, hindi siya consistent na same current lang ng tao yung makakasalamuha mo, 'di ba? So parang there are a lot of levels on how people interact. So doon pa lang naging aware na ako na not all people would always be up with my energy. Like kung ano yung energy na ibibigay ko sa kanila, parang hindi naman sa lahat ng oras, ganun din yung gusto nila, ganun.
Mm.
Sometimes I feel bad kasi syempre you don't want to sacrifice your personality, 'di ba? Like, your character around other people knowing na ikaw naman 'yun, 'di ba?
Mhm.
Pero along the way kasi, I feel like adjustment will always be a part of creating relationships as you grow, 'di
Yeah.
ba? Like katulad niyan, like tayo, as we grow together with your authentic self will shine no matter what happen eh. Kasi
Yeah.
the people around you will always be there. Like the people who want you to be around them will
Yeah.
always be there, 'di ba? So
Mhm.
parang it's just a stepping stone into developing a greater version of yourself, 'di ba? So parang ganun ko siya nakikita.
Mm. Ako naman, like, with regard to toning down my character, I feel like, yes, a lot when I was in high school, because I'm still, I was a people pleaser when I was in high school, and somehow until now, na in college, but I'm trying to be better of,
Mm. Tama
but
naman.
then, when I was in high school, I remember na I had to tone down my confidence and like being loud or too uh being too extroverted because
Mm.
my friends were introverts in a way and parang gusto lang nila yung smaller circle. So I had to also fit their character na okay,
Mm.
sige, I'll also just be with them, like I don't have to be super friendly with everyone. But looking back, I wish I didn't do that because parang dami ko ding opportunities na
Na
nasayang or
na-hold back. Oo.
yeah, ang dami ding friendships na nasayang if because I just held back my um personality. So yeah, that's kind of sad. I hope like if there's one thing na I want to tell my younger self
Self.
and also the kids that are listening out there, like it's okay to be yourself. Like yun nga sabi ni Ferdi, even if like people would be parang maanoy sa ugali mo, as long as you're in the right place or like wala ka naman tinatapakan na tao, it's fine
Mm.
because the people that would want to be in your life would stay and yun. Ano naman yung ginawa mo? Like, what did you do to the people that did not accept you for who you really are? Like, sabi mo nga kanina,
Mm.
parang madaming tao na hindi medyo okay sa
Mm.
character or personality mo?
Siyempre before, I would be like, sige, adjust. Kasi ganun din ako as Iya. Like, siyempre you would want friends, di ba? Like, you would want to build relationships with other people. And it's normal naman, nagugustuhin mo makifit in sa mga group of friends na to or like some people. Siyempre, para rin hindi ko matawag na outcast, di ba? Kasi siyempre, sobrang uso nun sa high school na parang may mga outcast tayong mga kaklase, ganun. Kasi hindi lang sila nakikifit in sa kung ano yung feel nyo normal ng mga classmates mo. Pero siyempre, as we mature or should I say grow older, para sa akin, wala yan if ayaw ako ng tao. Then wag. Para kasi sa akin, it's not me shading the person na ayaw ako. But it's more like freeing myself from some bad energy na hindi ko naman gusto ma-feel and ma-lockdown, di ba? Kaya parang the more I age, the less I see myself longing for others' company. More on the people who matter na lang to me the most. But setting that aside, if the opportunity given naman asks for me to adjust, I would and validating the options with it and worth the risk naman, di ba? Why not? So why not change then some parang ano siguro, modification lang ng self natin, 'di ba? But not really like removing who you are as a person, lalo na kung wala namang tinatapakang tao. Kaya
Mm.
ganun.